Hey guys, and welcome back. After that last one that we didn't really talk about a lot, there's a lot to talk about in this one. This is
Yes.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Man, this movie was fun.
This movie was kicked ass.
Yeah,
It was I was really surprised at how much I liked the first Captain America movie, and I was super surprised how much I like this one. This one was like way better than the first one, which was already damn good. This was like not a superhero movie.
yeah,
It
it's
felt
more like
an
an action thriller.
Thriller.
Yeah,
It felt kind of like, let's take Marvel and put it in with like the Bourne Identity and like more fisticuffs, and there you go. That's what this movie is.
yeah, the fights in this movie are really good.
They are
Yeah,
really well done. And it's like because none of the characters in Captain America are like superhuman. Like the
Yeah.
Winter Soldier has a robot arm, and then Captain America is like,
a
super soldier serum, but
Yeah.
he's not superhero. He's just like peak physical ability. And then, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, is just Black Widow, so she's just kind of a badass too. So they have to like fall back on like choreography and stuff because they can't have like buildings collapsing and all this
Yeah.
craziness they would in something like Avengers. So the choreography is super tight in this, and there's like a really good gunplay. It felt like an action thriller movie more than anything else. They just happened to be wearing crazy costumes.
Yeah, though it does get pretty ridiculous at the end,
It does.
as far as like big stuff.
Stuff like they save their big set pieces for right at the end in the final
Yeah.
act. Which I think
Which
exercises.
the first Captain America did as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So there was some surprising social commentary in this movie,
Yes, there was.
which you didn't expect to happen, but it was there. This was probably the smartest of the Marvel movies. Would you agree? Did you think it was?
Yeah.
It had something to say besides punchies.
Yeah.
It was kind of a commentary on the whole like spying, NSA, Edward Snowden kind of like
Yeah.
government surveillance sort of thing, thinly veiled as like this combination of corporate agenda and government surveillance because they have, Shield wanting to monitor everything, and then they have this company that's like funding them, and it's interesting stuff. Because the cool thing about this movie, I thought, and you feel free to jump in if you disagree or if you have anything to add, is that the first Captain America movie was set back during World War II
Yeah.
when, like, American patriotism was an all-time high because we were at war, we wanted to take the Nazis down. Everyone's like, America's the fucking best.
Yeah.
And, like, Steve Rogers was the personal embodiment of that, and that's why he wanted to serve his country so much. Fast forward to now, because really, we've had Captain America wake up in present day, deal with the Avengers bullshit. Now we're here. So he's still trying to adjust to the fact that like there's like this kind of 60, 70 year like time gap in between like where his head's at and where
Yeah.
culture's at.
Also, I like in the beginning of the movie where he's running with Sam Wilson, and like he tells him about Marvin Gaye, and he adds it to the list he has of like different things he should check out of the last 70 years.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
all this shit he has to check out. That was really funny. And so he's catching up on all this stuff, but in his mind, like he's still like kind of like a Boy Scout,
Yeah.
and like in the beginning of the movie, he still kind of believes that like the government is all about doing the right thing. Like he believes in his country, and us like modern day people like trust in the government is at an all-time low. Like we
Right.
don't trust our government as far as we can throw them, and it's kind of like showing how our perception as people is justified and how the government can't be trusted anymore. And Steve Rogers as a person trying to deal with the fact that this thing that he believed in has been corrupted during his time like away from culture. Now he has to kind of deal with it because in the movie he's fighting Shield, or like the corrupt part of Shield. 'Cause it's,
Yeah.
spoilers. It was
Yeah,
the
there's
Nazis
spoilers. It was Hydra all along.
again. Which I thought
Yeah.
was probably my least favorite part about this movie because they just like they couldn't stick their guns, being like America could kind of suck. It's like no, it was Nazis the whole time. So I was just
Yeah.
like, didn't really.
Maybe it really is Nazis the whole time.
Maybe
for
Nazis
real.
control Obama.
Oh my god!
This is Marvel knows because they're part of Disney now, and that's when they figured out that because because
And Disney hates Jews.
Well, Disney hated the Jews.
Oh my God!
He controls Obama, and this movie's trying to warp. We've cracked the code. We've figured out what Captain America: Winter Soldier really means. It's the Winter Soldier because Walt Disney's frozen, and he's calling. We need to tell everybody.
Oh.
This is the greatest movie.
Oh no, my recording stopped. No. No, that'd be weird.
Okay, so we've
Right.
now figured out that Captain America: The Winter Soldier is the Citizen Kane of our era.
Yes.
Greatest movie ever made. Man, wasn't it cool when he beat the shit out of all the guys in the elevator?
Yeah, I love that.
Awesome.
I like how he asked, like, if any of you guys would like to, like, step out or something like that. I forgot the line he said.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
now
just like,
now would be a good time to
you
do
can
it.
leave now if you want. It's just like all these dudes with guns and shit, and he's still just like, I'm gonna wreck you. And he does. Another thing that I wasn't a huge fan about in the movie, who the fuck thought that Nick Fury was gonna be dead? Nobody!
Yeah, you're like, at this point, nobody's going to die in the Marvel Universe. Unless they actually die, like the actors die.
Coulson died, but then he didn't die.
Yeah, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though Joss Whedon says that it's not true, I'm calling bullshit on that.
I feel like he's gonna get overruled on that
Yeah.
one.
They're like, you're just the director, man. You're not the producer.
It's good to know that Joss didn't want that to happen, because it didn't
Yeah.
seem like a Joss Whedon thing to do. He usually commits to his character deaths. But yeah, this movie...
Oh yeah, there was a character death in Thor: The Dark World. Thor's mother died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Though nobody was really attached to her, so...
Who cares?
Well, except for Thor.
He's a little attached. So we have a couple characters dying in these movies, but I think this movie was a great balance of action and like humanity, because like
Yeah.
it really examined Steve's character, and I thought that like having him kind of like have this like bond growing with Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, was really cool, because like they're the two kind of like normal people on the
Yeah.
Avengers, and they kind of had their bro moment, which was
Yeah.
nice. I thought like just both of their performances in this movie were fantastic. They were really
Yeah.
well done.
I really liked the car chase, or not the car chase, but sort of the car thing with Nick Fury. Like that scene like had me on the edge of my seat when I was in the theater.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
It just it had all like the kind of standard things you'd expect from like an action thriller movie, like a stereotypical like Hollywood like action film, like a Die
Yeah.
Hard or a Born Identity or whatever, but it had them all with like a superhero kind of twist, because it's Marvel,
Yeah.
so they can do some weird things. So they had like the Winter Soldier with this kind of weird gadgets, like the bomb that sticks to the bottom of the car. So it was able to like put a little twist on all of them, you know, because like there was a gunfight in the middle of the city, but then Captain America had a shield, which changed it up because it wasn't just guys popping up behind cars and shooting each other. And, you know, then, like, they had the Winter Soldier with his robot arm so he could, like, do some cool stuff. And they're, like, ripping parts off of the cars when they're fighting. It was cool. It was good. It was good. And then, what's his name? I forgot the actor's name who's playing Falcon in this movie. This was
Yeah.
his debut. And he did some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I liked him in this movie as well. And maybe we'll see him some more. I think we will, because he's in the new Avengers team in the Marvel Comics now.
Really?
Yes, and along with, funnily enough, we're talking about Spider-Man, Miles Morales as Spider-Man is in the new Avengers in the Marvel Comics currently as well. So, I'm telling you, I'm thinking Miles Morales is going to be Spider-Man in the films. And the reason I say this is because not only is he in the current Avengers team, but starting next month, which I need to buy, there's a huge new event going on in the Marvel Comics called Secret Wars. And everyone knows Marvel Comics. There was an event called Secret Wars back 70s, I think. When they first did Secret Wars, it was like their big sort of event where like all the characters came and fought each other. And they're doing that again. And they said it's going to completely change the entire Marvel Comics like multiverse. It's like going to change everything and affect their stories for the next like 3 decades to come. That is going to... So it's a huge event they've been building up to for the last like 5 or 6 years. So there's a big comic event going on this summer in addition to Age of Ultron in the movie side. And they said that Miles Morales is going to be one of the central figures in that because I guess the Ultimate Universe and the 616 universe, which is the standard Marvel universes in the comics, have long been separate. But in this, they're merging together essentially because Miles Morales from the Ultimate Comics is going to be part of their normal line now. So I don't know what the fuck's going on because I haven't read comics in forever, but I might check this out because it sounds really cool. And they're playing up Miles Morales a lot. I think he's going to be in the movies.
Maybe. Well,
We'll see.
yeah, it'll be.
But for now, Captain America Winter Soldier kicked ass, and you should go
Yeah,
see
it did kick ass. And hopefully Civil War will kick more ass next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Morales randomly showing up as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I tied it all together, loosely.
Yeah. Well, they'll be filming this summer, so we'll know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Anyway.
It was good. Go watch it.
Yeah, Winter Soldier. If you haven't seen it yet, watch it.
It's tied with Iron Man as my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's very fun. So
I think it's
yeah.
one of the few Marvel movies that even if you have a friend who's just like, I don't watch superhero movies, they're dumb, you could be like, you should watch this one. And they'll be like, I still enjoyed this.
Yeah.
So if you have someone who's like, I don't watch children's movies about guys who wear their underwear on the outside, show them this movie. That'll be the one that can kind of rope them into this whole thing.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Captain America, Winter Soldier. Tell us what you thought in the comments if you saw it. And we'll see you in the next one for our last Marvel Madness, when we might do one for Age of Ultron afterwards. But yeah, our last Marvel Madness next time. So, see you then. Bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to